In 2022, Europe woke up to a war on its own continent. 4 years later, it's spending like never before to make sure it never gets caught off guard again. Here's what's really happening inside Europe's defense buildup and why it matters for the rest of the world. For 30 years after the Cold War, EU countries didn't even agree on what threatened them: terrorism in the south, climate risk in the north, Russia in the east. The 2022 invasion of Ukraine erased that disagreement almost overnight. The EU's strategic compass named Russia a direct, long-term threat for the first time ever. In March 2025, the European Commission launched the ReArm Europe plan, 800 billion euros mobilized for defense by 2030. NATO's European members agreed to push spending to 5% of GDP by 2035. Combined EU defense budgets already jumped from 218 billion euros in 2021 to 343 billion in 2024. To turn that money into actual weapons, the EU built 5 mechanisms: pooled financing instruments like SAFE, rules pushing joint and made-in-Europe procurement to 35% and 55%, common technical standards, a fast-track defense partnership with Ukraine's battle-tested industry, and direct funding for AI, quantum, and drone startups. It's already showing up in the numbers: over 230 defense startups since 2022, artillery shell production pushing past 2 million rounds a year, and equipment procurement spending up more than 50% year over year. But the plan has real cracks. France and Germany can't agree whether Europe's security should run through NATO or the EU itself. The 800 billion euros is a temporary fiscal escape valve, not a permanent budget line. And national interest keeps winning over cooperation. Just look at the stalled Franco-German fighter jet program, frozen indefinitely in December 2025. Then in January 2026, President Trump's repeated threats to take Greenland without ruling out force became a real-world stress test. 7 European leaders issued a joint statement defending Denmark's sovereignty. 2 NATO military exercises were launched within weeks, led by Denmark and Germany, not Washington. For China, this is a mixed picture. A more autonomous Europe means a more multipolar world, and in early 2026, as U.S. pressure mounted, European leaders like Germany's Merz and the UK's Starmer visited Beijing anyway. But Europe's systemic rival framing of China, its alignment with Russia anxieties, and deepening Indo-Pacific engagement remain real friction points. The direction is clear: Europe is moving from economic power to military power. The pace is anything but. Full breakdown of the report at thinktankspulse.com.